Hey guys, welcome back to the OCDetailing studio. Today is pollen season in North Carolina. We have this 2022 Cadillac Escalade right here behind me. It is here for a multitude of our services ranging from paint correction, ceramic coating, window tint, paint protection film, light, smoke or blackout, interior ceramic coatings. We are doing everything to this vehicle to preserve it and protect it and make this thing look its absolute best. This is going to be a multi-day job, so join me on this journey as we protect and preserve this brand new Cadillac Escalade. Okay guys, so the very first thing that we're going to do on this Escalade is tint the windows. There's already window tint on the front two doors. It looks like about 20%. Maybe the previous owner wanted the tint to match the factory dyed glass on the back, and there's a tint strip. We have to remove all of this aftermarket window tint. What we're going to do is 5% ceramic tint all the way around. We're going to do 20% on the windshield, so we are going kind of dark on that. And we're going to be putting our clear 70% ceramic tint on the sunroofs, the pano roof. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to clean the windows, and Diamond that is on the camera is going to be helping me do this. So both of us, we're going to go ahead and clean the glass, cut out the window tint with our lovely new employee here, which is a HP plotting machine, and let's get it tinted. Our plotting machine has already cut out the full car for us. So what we have here is the passenger side window, the front passenger door. So we're just going to bring it out, wet the peel board, and actually I think it's this way. So all I'm going to do is cut off the excess. So it won't be in the way. And then this is the most satisfying part. Okay. And there's our door pattern. So now all we got to do is transition over to the window and just heat shrink it. Normally, I just do all of my heat shrinking on one side of the car. A lot of people go to the other side to the respective window. It doesn't really matter. It's the same on each side. But I am kind of shrinking backwards, but it's not going to, for the sake of this conversation, it's not going to affect anything. We're going to make it in to kind of anchor it down and smooth out all the tint. And now we're going to push all of this floating film down. And what's left over are the fingers and the tint. And this is what needs to be shrunk. Before you guys ask down in the comment section, no, the window tint is not installed on the outside. It does go on the inside. All we're doing right now is taking a flat piece of window tint and forming it with the use of heat to the contour of the glass. This is a crucial step if you don't want to fight fingers. And if you want a seamless and easy install, this is what you have to do. So I just lifted up the bottom of it, as you just saw, and I'm heating it again. This is called a double shrink. I typically do this on all of my roll down windows because I hate fighting the little fingers that pop up. So that's kind of how I normally remedy that. So let's go ahead and get this one installed, and we're almost done with this tint job. We've already done all of it. Next, we got to do the windshield and the sunroof. So follow along. Okay guys, we got the window tint taken care of. Now let's go ahead outside and get it detailed and prepped for the PPF and ceramic coating. Okay guys, so now that we have already done a foam cannon bath and a really thorough power wash rinse, we've gotten all of the grit off of the vehicle. So now we brought it back inside because it is raining outside. We're going to go ahead and do a quick rinseless wash on everything. And then we're going to go in here with our synthetic clay mitt and we're going to clay bar the paint. It's not horrible, but I do feel a little bit of roughness in the paint. So the clay is going to snatch all of that out and make it buttery smooth. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it washed up. So you may have noticed during the wash process that the water or the foam was beating up on the paintwork. That's because there's some kind of protection on the paintwork, or usually that's what it indicates. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to go through and just kind of buff all of the paintwork that we're going to be putting PPF on so that the PPF won't have any issues with bonding to the surfaces. So that's what I'm doing right now. So right after this, we're going to clean all of our edge work and then get the PPF installed. Okay guys, so now we are on day 2 of this service. We've made some really great progress. Recap of day 1, we completed all of the window tint. We did the prep detail to get everything clean. We've gone around all of our edges to do the prep work for the paint protection film. Yesterday we also finished the headlights and the fenders. We hand cut that to just get rid of some excess film, or extra film rather, that we have in stock. So now we have a piece of PPF on the bumper and we are mid-install. I'm having to be a little cautious with it because this bumper has been repainted. So what I'm doing is I'm using this Insta Gel, and this is keeping the tint afloat until I'm ready to lock it down with some hot water. I'm having to be careful with putting PPF on this repainted bumper because PPF can pull paint if the paint job was not done properly. I can tell that it's been repainted because there's a few defects that are notoriously found in body shop work. So anyway, I'm just treading very carefully here, and inch at a time, we are putting this big piece of PPF on here. Probably gonna have to put a little bit more slip behind it, but yeah, so that's where we're at. So just follow along, and we're going to continue on with day 2. Hey guys, so now we are on day 3 of working on the Cadillac. Yesterday we finished up a lot of the paint protection film, so there wasn't a whole lot of video to take on that. Today all we have to do is just wrap our edges on the PPF. But now what I am working on is a new service that we are offering in OC Detailing, and that is headlight taillight smoke, or we just call it light smoke or light wrapping. So all it is a piece of kind of like a translucent vinyl film. It is stretchy, it's more malleable with heat, but this is the darkest that they make, and that is what we are putting on the tail lights here. So I actually already have it on the tail light, and all I'm doing is I'm coming down and trimming out the edge work so that we can wrap the edges the best that we can. We've already put some post heat on it to make sure that the vinyl is not going to be pulling back. So this here is actually a little bit easier than what I anticipated. This is a pretty big tail light. This is at least 3.5, 4 feet tall. But we have it on here, and I think once we get it trimmed out, it's going to look really, really great. And follow along, and we'll put the next one on. And after that, we'll probably go to the PPF and finish up there. After that, we can finally start the paint correction, which will honestly probably roll on over into day 4. And later on, day 5 is just going to be ceramic coating and any touch-ups that the vehicle needs. So now let's go ahead and move on to the paint correction. So now we're going to do a 2-step paint correction from the doors, back, roof, all that stuff. So what is paint correction for people watching that might not know? Paint correction is a detailing industry term for basically buffing the vehicle. So we're going to do a compound step. So this here is a aggressive wool pad that is going to chew up a lot of the deeper defects into the paint work. But because that one is a little bit more aggressive, it's going to leave a light haze and a little bit of marring behind. So then we're going to go behind it with our second step, which is going to be a polish on this foam pad. And that is going to jewel the paint and make it look fantastic. For anyone interested in what we're using, again, today we're going to be using Sonax. Normally we use DIY Detail, the gold standard polish, which is a fabulous product. But this clear coat is oddly kind of hard, so I'm kind of having to hit it pretty decently hard. So we have Sonax Cut Max, which is my tried and true compound, following up with Sonax EX0406. This is the DA equivalent to Perfect Finish. So if you read the bottle, Perfect Finish is for a rotary, not for the DA. That's why it's oily if you're using it on a DA. So if you don't like all that all of the oiliness, Sonax 0406, that's the one you want. So let's go ahead and get into it because we got a lot of real estate to cover. So let's jump into it. Okay guys, so we're finished with the paint correction. It took the remaining part of the day for us. It was, like I said, it was a lot of real estate to cover, but it's worth it. The paint looks fantastic. I don't think I mentioned it before. The purpose of the paint correction is to make the paint very, very shiny, remove some light haze and oxidation, and we're also removing swirl marks that are in the paint. This paint was not in the best of condition, but it looks a lot better now. And this customer is going to be very ecstatic whenever they see the vehicle. So that's pretty much it for today. We'll save the rest for day 4. So you guys notice as I take it off, there's all this little crystal stuff here. That is actually dried ceramic coating. Little bitty glass and nanodiamond particles. This is what, and that feels hard as a rock, almost like salt. It's super, super hard. But because of how tiny it is, I put some pressure on it and do that. But this is what we're putting on the paintwork. It is going to harden and chemically bond to the clear coat, and it's going to be crystal clear whenever we get done. And it's going to create a hydrophobic permanent layer of protection on the paintwork. Guys, it's been a long week, day 5, and it is now ready for the customer to pick it up. Everything is complete, the coating has finished curing, and it looks phenomenal. Like, this customer is going to be super stoked with their car whenever they come to pick it up. So enjoy some after shots of the Escalade, and if you have any questions about wanting a service done and how we can enhance, improve, protect, and preserve your vehicle, give us a call. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.